What's going on, YouTube? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update of Ethereum, and what we're going to do, we're going to look at ETH on the 1 week time frame. So we're going to step out and get the big picture for Ethereum. I think it's really interesting, some of the things that are taking place with Ethereum that we haven't seen since the last bull market back in 2017. They're taking place again. So it's a very exciting time to be in the space. This is what we've been looking for and waiting for, just even to see these higher lows coming in on a weekly time frame is a huge deal for us. You know, a lot of people like me, we've been all the way through the bear market, and it's been a long ride. It really has been, you know, just of consistently lower highs, lower lows, over and over coming in, and it just was what it was, guys. And, you know, what I want to do now, I want to focus on this uptrend that we've been in on the 1 week time frame and kind of see where we may end up going from here. So if you get some from this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I want to start out with an article first, and then we're going to get into the technical analysis. So this is from U.Today, and it's by Alex. We're just going to call him D. I don't want to butcher his last name there. And what it says is PayPal CEO says now is the time for cryptocurrencies to go mainstream. On December 2nd, the first day of the Web Summit online conference, PayPal CEO Dan Schulman expressed his optimism for the future of cryptocurrencies, claiming that now is the time for them to go mainstream. Schulman added that they can help drive financial health for a lot of people by creating a more efficient financial system. And this is PayPal, guys. This is a big deal. This is a big deal. This is what we've been waiting for, that adoption. I mean, you can see it even down here. The majority of PayPal users wanted a crypto service. This is what we've been waiting for. You know, as we step back and we go into the technical analysis here, and remember this can be on the 1 week time frame, what I want to start off with was some overhead resistance areas. If we're able to get over top of $620 and have a weekly candle close up above that, that could open the door to around $719 and potentially even up to around $827 would be the target that I'd place on it. But the thing right now that we do want to pay attention to on the weekly time frame as we're making these beautiful moves, we may just need one of these retracements, one of these cooling down periods. Even this last bull market where we had these big retracements, big deep breaths. Right now on the 1 week time frame, we're outside of the Bollinger Bands. Now, I go off specifically price actions, then I add indicators and things like that. But typically when you do get up into these ranges in the Bollinger Bands and you get outside of them, then you have a nice correction before you start that uptrend again. You can see even over here, we got outside of it. We were wicking outside of it. Then we had that big dump, and we basically go back to the middle band a lot of times. Then we'll get that next move to the upside. And right now, basically, we are outside of the Bollinger Bands, and we're having these wicks right up here at $620 for resistance. So that's something that I am paying attention to, and we may need a pullback into that Bollinger Band, into that middle band, and that potentially could be even back around that $434 to around that $484. And I still think that would be extremely healthy for Ethereum because we want this trend to continue. We don't want things to go straight up and down like this anymore. Okay, because that's how basically go through those big pops, and then you have to have this bear market that lasts 2 to 3 years to shake everything out. You can see we went all the way back almost to where we started back in here. And we double bottomed, and then we kept moving. But these are the things that we have to pay attention to. And, you know, we want a nice, healthy market, higher highs and higher lows, not something that's just built on stilts going straight up. We don't want that. Okay, we want that healthy price action. That's what I'm looking for, at least, because I want to be able to trade this to the upside, because many exchanges, you can't really go short or do many things in a safe way in the United States of America. So, you know, you're kind of stuck going long. And besides playing reactions in a bear market where you're dropping down, then you're hopping in, and then, you know, on light volume, you're going to ride it up the best you can, then you're selling out again and it's going. But that's a tough thing to do because you're going against the trend and you don't have as many opportunities as when you're in a bull market like we have going on right now. Now, what we want to continue to see is swelling volume with these moves. This has been a very parabolic move. If we take a look at the price range down from these wicks here up to where we're at, this has been about 100%. So that's where I'm saying just be careful in terms of the retracement. We may have one of those nice retracements, have a swing trading opportunity. You know, longer term investors, this is where you want to continue to stay in your positions and just let them ride, not financial advice. We're also having our 100 moving average right here crossing up through our 200. It's a big deal, and our 50 may go up through it as well. So golden cross has taken place. You know, there's many good things that are going on for Ethereum right now. We just may need one of those little retracements, maybe even of 20% or so. And in the cryptocurrency space, that's what it is many times, about 15%. You can see these wicks. Typically, when we get long wicks on the weekly chart, it'll be like 15%, and then we have a massive dump. Up here, it was about 5%, then we dumped hard. Over here, it was 14%, we dumped hard. So I really watch wicks, and for the people who are still here, you can make a living off wick trading. And what the best thing to do is do it on like the 4-hour time frame and the 1-day time frame. But when you see these long hammer candles that have, a 6 to 7% wick, most likely that's the local bottom, and you're going to try to ride that up to the next area, next target spot. Put your stop loss underneath that hammer candle and see if it can rip. And that's the name of the game. That's what I like doing in this space. But wicks are very efficient. Up here, when we had this wick, you can see, in the week, we ended up closing down to about $351. So we are starting to wick up here, almost like an advanced block is what it's called, candlestick pattern here, where we're slowing, or a stalled pattern as we're heading up into resistance here. Now, this is cryptocurrency, and anything can happen, and we can make that next move to the upside, no doubt. But we got to be careful here with the RSI up around 80. We want to keep an eye on that. We can get into the 90s. But whenever we get up to around 80 or so, you really want to start watching the candlestick patterns and the formations and what's taking place. Are we having long wicks at a resistance while the RSI is up around 95? Most likely, you're going to want to take your profit. And for me, what I've learned, guys, for the people who are still here, I want to talk to you for a second. What I've learned is paying taxes is worth it. Why wouldn't you want, I'd rather have 80% of something than 0% of nothing if you're, afraid of taking profits when someone's staring you in the face and it just went straight up and gained 1,000% in a day, and you finally, got that opportunity to take your profits and you don't, and then it dwindles all away because you were afraid. There's a lot of stuff out there. What I use, and I'm not sponsoring or buy it or anything or getting money from it, is Bitcoin.tax. It tracks everything. At the end, it'll show you basically what your profit is or your loss is, and then you'll be able to pay your taxes from that. And it calculates all your transactions and everything. And it's not that difficult to do. So I really would suggest that you look into swing trading this market, because when you see great opportunities, you want to take advantage of them, because sometimes it can be several months that you tie up your capital then. And when your capital is tied up, and if it's in a coin that's, slightly going down or just moving sideways, you don't have the opportunity to make great moves because your money's tied up. Say all of a sudden Link started to blast off and it was blue sky breakouts over top of $20, and you have no money. When you want to jump in that and ride it up and potentially have it go to $30-$40, you don't know where it's going to stop. It's price discovery. And you would miss out on that opportunity if you're sitting in a coin that's just dragging you down or moving sideways. So, it's always a good idea to do a little bit of swing trading when you start to learn this stuff and take advantage of some of the opportunities that are put out there for you. But, we have golden crosses taking place here. We're up above our trend line. We're up above our moving averages. We're looking really good. We just may need a little short-term breathing period before we can go up there and start really getting through 700. We'd call it $19, then 827. Some big areas up there. So I wanted to put this out there for y'all. If you get something from this, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. God bless each and every one of you. Take care, my friends.